it's my day off. I woke up naturally for the first time in a good couple of days. It felt so good. It's 9 o'clock now. I had a good 10 hours sleep. I feel amazing. I don't understand why I do this to myself, why I have to wake up. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. to get to work by 8. So, obviously I have stuff to do first thing in the morning. I have to eat, I have to clean myself, I have to get dressed, etc. And I have to commute to work. I don't understand why I'm working on someone else's time. Why, if somebody else says to me, you need to be here at 8, I have to be there at 8. It's pointless. But you need that paycheck. I need to get paid. And that's another terrible thing. It's like I'm relying on somebody else for me to live. If all of a sudden they go, yep, I'm not paying you, what can I do? I'm fucked. And that's such a scary feeling, honestly. And you should be. If you're in that situation, you should be scared. I'm scared. I'm fully financially dependent on somebody else. You think you get a job and, I'm independent now. You're not independent. Don't fool yourself. You're not independent. You are 100% dependent on your employer. That is a position as men that we should not be in. We should be fully dependent on ourselves. Right? Because who do you trust more with your welfare than yourself? Who knows you better than yourself? Who do you trust more than yourself? Nobody. So why are you putting your financial trust in someone that you probably don't even know? I was thinking about this the other day. Like, back when slavery was around and it was rampant, right? Slaves, they never got paid. They didn't get paid for their work. But they did get food to eat. They got water to drink. They got a place to live for that work in exchange. I mean, sure, it's not an ideal situation, but that's what it was. But if you look at it today, it's exactly the same thing. We're in the exact same place. The only difference is they've added money now. Because now you work a full day, and instead of paying you with food and water and a house, all they do is they pay you money, and then you go and use that money to buy a house or to rent a house and to buy food and to drink water. There's no difference between slavery 100 years ago and slavery today. We are slaves. We need to start waking up to this as men. And it's our responsibility, man, to be aware of these things. There's a big movement now, and I see it coming, man. I see men starting to rise up. And you got people like Andrew Tate, obviously controversial, got Hamza, we got these big guys. Chris, even from First Man. And I think they are really, obviously they're not perfect, but they are inspiring men, man, and they're waking us up. I've been woken up by these guys because I wasn't always onto this stuff, I could have easily gone through my whole life just thinking, everything's all right, I'll just get a job and then get married and get a house and have kids. It's scary to think that I could have gone down that path of just, yes, I'm still a slave, and I'm not denying that. I'm still deep into the slavery, but at least I'm aware of what it is, and I call it what it is. So I encourage you, if you're working a job, you need to acknowledge, if you're working for somebody else, you need to acknowledge that first, you are a slave. Secondly, that puts such a limit on you because your earnings are just at a ceiling. You can never get past a certain point. You think your boss is going to be like, oh, you're doing really well, I'm going to go 50-50 with you on everything. I'm like, no. You're going to get maybe a slight raise in your salary. That won't even beat inflation. You're going to be pretty much where you are, like, no matter how, unless they give you a massive raise. But like almost every job is a dead-end job. And the only way out of this, I think they call it modern day slavery. The only way out of this slavery has to be becoming your own boss and starting your own business and relying on yourself for income, nobody else. But I mean, you can go deeper with this, because if you think about it, like if you start your own business, you're still relying on customers for your income. So you're never fully reliant on yourself, but at least there's no ceiling. And at least you're not, waiting for that paycheck. I don't know, boys. Stay hungry, man. We gotta rise up as men. It's gonna start, it's gonna come. It's gonna come soon, I think.